She mentions that a lot of agents are skirting around this, which is not the truth.
Call it the great real estate workaround.
Very intriguing.
Thank you.
Explain.
The settlement was designed to take away these conversations that agents were having about commissions. These conversations were happening over these channels, these databases, they're called MLSs, multiple listing sites,
Right,
where
for sale.
home listings live on the internet. And if you're an agent and you're working with a buyer and you're looking for houses, you go to the MLS to see what houses are for sale. But each listing has information on it, the address, the square feet, etc. It also used to have a commission amount.
This is probably the place where we need to remind everyone that commissions tend to be split, right, between the agent for the buyer and the agent for the seller.
Yes. And the key focus of this settlement was that should be no more. Moving forward, post-settlement, the rules said that sellers pay their own agents, buyers pay their own agents. If you work with a real estate agent, it's up to you to pay them. That was what was supposed to happen, which should have brought a lot more competition and negotiation into the marketplace.
Another point they make is that we can no longer talk about commissions on the MLS, because before this law, it used to say what you were paying the buyer's agent if you had a listing on the MLS. You had to put what their co-op fee was going to be. So now that's no longer on there. And the law does state we're not allowed to put that in writing anywhere. She mentions that a lot of agents are skirting around this, which is not the truth. I mean, if you have a real estate agent that's feeling the need to put out there on a listing how much they are paying somebody, that they probably shouldn't be licensed, because the whole point of this law is to have each party be represented. So a buyer's agent gets a certain amount and the seller's agent gets a certain amount. So when she makes this point, it's kind of not really a point, because how it's happening is when a buyer's agent writes an offer, all they're doing is writing in that the seller pay their commission, and it's complete transparency at this point. The seller knows how much the buyer's agent's getting paid. The buyer knows how much their agent is getting paid because it's right there in the contract. There's really no reason to skirt around it, because you can negotiate it in, which I think has actually been a really good thing for our industry.